So when I woke up this morning, it was negative 10 degrees, and I think it's still about negative 4 out right now. So we're definitely making ice. Started a couple weeks late this year. I made a video a couple weeks ago about changing the heads in the cam in the Studebaker out there. And well, we got out and plowed our track and set it up on the lake. Marked it all out, and we had about 4 inches of snow. We got some nice banks out there, and it ended up being about 40 degrees for 2 weeks straight, which kind of wrecked it. So we actually started 2 weeks late this year. And we basically got our first race in last weekend. We did some practicing Saturday. That seemed to go pretty well. Motor seemed to run strong, although at the end of the feature it started missing, and I figured out what that was last night. The distributor cap was bad on it. Sunday went pretty well. I got second in the heat, sixth in the feature. Unfortunately, I had my cameras inside the car. My rear-facing camera had no sound. Somehow the microphone got turned off, and I put my forward-facing camera too far back in the car, and you really can't see any of the action outside. So I kind of botched any footage I would have had from last weekend. So I'm going to relocate those cameras, mount them somewhere else where you can see them a little better, probably outside the car on the roof. I really don't have anyone to videotape outside the car. Maybe I can find someone next weekend here. So I really don't have much footage to show you other than the couple of clips I have from inside the car. So yeah, second in the heat, sixth in the feature. It was an awesome feature. We had about 83 cars show up because none of the other clubs are racing around here. All their lakes weren't froze up yet, or there was lack of snow. We had a bunch of ATVs show up. That was a pretty cool race. A couple Outlaws ran, which are, well, I got to get a picture of one of their tires. They're actually sharpened 3/8 bolts sticking out. We had a Mod and a Firebird. The Firebird's been running for years. Then we had our front wheel non-studded, front wheel studded, and then we tried a new class this year, which was 2 studded class, where you can have 2 studded tires on the car, not sharpened. You have to use 3/8 bolts. I think there's a limit on count. I think it's 75 bolts per tire, and you can just put 2 tires on the car. So usually they run them on the left rear and the right front. And actually the S10 out there, he spanked them in the heat, and that was only a six-cylinder truck, which was kind of cool to see. Other than that, I guess I really don't have too much more footage of the Studebaker racing, but this weekend there's a night race on Saturday at Upper Red Lake in Gresham. We're going to go to that one, so that'll be kind of cool. I'll get my cameras located somewhere else and get some footage from outside the car of the actual race. And Sunday's going to be our regular activities again, so try and get a little better footage, like I said, on the action cams outside the car for that race too. Other than that, it is a full house at the shop. Winter projects going on here. I got this 50 Chevy going pretty good. I actually put a different back half on it already. The frame was rotten down in this area. I Pro Streeted a 50 Chevy a couple years ago, and this was the back half off that, already set up for a 4-link. So I clipped that in, and I've been playing around with the cab. This cab was really rotten. Been putting the patch panels in this one. I got the floors framed out. Firewall's done on it. I got the engine mounted. Suspension in. I've been hammering out this 53 Coronet gasser over here. Got my firewall in that last night. Got a 383 big block in it. It's going to have tunnel ram. I got the floors all framed out in here. I've been working on the tunnel here now. I got that made. I got the cage all in it inside. I got to put a couple door bars in it and then shoot a couple out the firewall to the front of the frame yet, after I finish doing my tin work on the floor pans. That's about it, really. So I guess Saturday night we're gonna have that night race, and then Sunday we'll be doing our fire on ice racing again. Been doing a lot of stuff on the plasma table, getting ready for the summer here. I'm gonna start hitting some shows up with some of this stuff, try something new. That metal art stuff seems to sell pretty good. 51 Chevy that I was working on previously, that's all pretty much done. I got to put the glass in it yet and charge the air conditioning yet. The interior has been getting worked on a little bit here and there. You can't really do much more till the glass gets put in. Then the door panels can go on. So that's about it. I'm going to relocate my cameras on the car this weekend, try that again, try to get some better footage for you guys. Till next time.